Hello, hi everyone. Today we are going to see a support ticket of functional specification document where business had a requirement. They want to see which contract is going to end in how many days. So let me explain the scenario first before I start with the FS document. So we are going to speak regarding the functional specification document regarding the contracts. So now what is the business requirement? The business requirement is whenever the contract is going to expire, the purchaser or the business should get notified, or they need to pull a report in advance so that in the report they can analyze which contracts are going to end in how many days. Which contract are going to be end in how many days. So they can renew the contract if the contract is going to end faster, or they are going to create a new contract, or they are going to search for the new vendor. So for this scenario, business asks us to create a report so that they can pull the report and download it to the Excel and analyze there. So as this functionality of getting the validity of contract and the expiration of the contract in a report format is not a standard thing in the SAP. So as a consultant, what we suggested is, as this is not a standard in the system, you need to go for the custom report which need to be built. That is the Z report. Based on that report, you can have n number of details what are required to analysis. You can find what is the validity of the contract, what is the contract type, is a value or quantity, or how much amount is balanced in the quantity or in the contract, what is the quantity which is left over in the contract. So all this information can be pulled in the report. For this, we have started writing the FS for this, that is functional specification, and completed the FS specification and implemented it in the system. So now let me show the FS document which is implemented, which is written and then implemented in the system. So you will have some idea how to write an FS document on that. So let me quickly jump to the FS document which is created. So this is the FS document. So let's first understand what is the FS document requirement here. Then we will see the business overview, and then we will try to analyze how the FS document is written, so that you may get some idea how, if you get this type of scenario, then how you are going to deal with this. Okay, so now let's see what is the description of the requirement. The description of the requirement is to develop a report for evaluating the data of expiring contracts, that may be material or the service. Whenever the contract is going to expire, they want to see the data in a report format. Okay, so based on this requirement, we discussed with the business, we understood what is the requirement and collected some of the information in the requirement, and we mentioned the requirement in the business overview. So business overview will say that requirement received from procurement team to develop a report that will give details of the contracts that are going to be expired within next 60 days, 45 days, 30 days, as compared to a system current date. So they want to have a filter of the contracts where they can see that this vendor is going to expire in 30 days, this vendor is going to expire in 45 days, or this vendor is going to be 60 days. What we suggested is, if you give the data like this for 30 days, 45 days, and 60 days, the system will pick only 30 days, 45 days, and 60 days. What we suggested is, if you require, we can take the data of 30 days, and you can start from 31 to 45 days and 46 to 60 days. You can have a range of this days of expiration date, so that system will not miss any of the contract which is falling under that criteria. Okay, we explained this solution to the business and started writing the functional logic for that. As a functional consultant, what is our job? We need to provide the table and fields to the adapter, so that using the table and field, he can build a report and create the decode for the report. Now, as is a report, we need to use two fields for that. One is the selection field and one is the list field. What is selection field? Selection field is nothing but the input data. List field is nothing but the output data. If you first create the input data, whatever the input you're giving in the PO, only that data will get appeared. For example, if you want to see only for one plant, or if you want to see only for one company code, that filter can be added in the input screen. Right? So, how did we write the functional spec for that? You see here, first you need to see the report flow. First, you want to create the input screen. Okay, then you are going to see the intermediate screen. What is intermediate screen? As soon as you enter the details, some of the details in the input screen, a new window will get pop up. In that window, you can enter this filter, this criteria filter there, or you can enter the number of entries which you want to see. That is an intermediate screen. Okay, then based on this input data and based on this intermediate screen data, the output screen is going to be triggered. Okay, so if you speak about input data first, what is a business requirement? Business needs the document number. As this is a contract, we can pull the data using the table EKKO. As this is a document date, we are going to pull the data from the header PO table, that is EKKO. Then now what business required? Business wants the document number. So for the document number, if I go to the table level in SAP and put this EKKO, I want the document number. So document number is nothing but the purchasing document. So this is the field for that, EBELN. So I'm going to maintain this field here, EBELN. Then what you want the document type. What is the document type? Document type is nothing but you have standard NB, UB for STO, and you have some custom document types which are going to get created. So you have a number of document types. So that document type also is required in the selection criteria. For contract, you have MK, which is quantity, and WK, which is value. So you are going to pick that document type here. So in EKKO, the same table, you are going to see what is the document type. So here you have the document type. So for the document type, what is the field? It is BSARP. So you are going to give the BSARP as a field. Okay. Now they require the purchasing group as an input. For purchasing group, it is EKGRP. Let's cross check it again. You scroll down and check purchasing group is here. And you can take this field name as a purchasing group, EKGRP. So that will come EKGRP. Now you want the plant. Now all these three criteria are falling under header. So you are going to take the header table for that. But plant is an item level data. Now how you are going to pick the plant code? To pick the plant code, you are using a table called EKPO, which is an item level data. So if you take the plant code, you are going to put EKPO, and then from there you are going to pick WERKS. Okay, WERKS, that is a plant. And now you are going to say system that what is the error message which should get triggered whenever you have no values. So you can see here, no value found. If input parameter are not successfully executed, you have put a filter, complete filters here. And now you are able to pull the data. If there is no data in the system, system should give you a screen saying that no values found. And then it should say that please enter the document type. BSAK is blank because the document type is a mandatory field here. If you see here, it's a mandatory field. Right? If you enter the data here, then only it will get executed. you don't enter the data, system should throw an error saying that please enter document type if EKKO and BSRT is blank. Okay, then our input screen is ready now. Now I will go to the intermediate screen parameter. What is an intermediate screen parameter? Intermediate screen parameter is nothing but you are going to put the criteria there. What is the criteria? You want the data to be pulled in 30 days, in 31 to 45 days, and 46 to 60 days, and which are less than or equal to 60 days. So this is the criteria. Now, once user enters the input parameter and execute the report, there will be intermediate screen which will have count number as per the below criteria. It will show what is the count. So system will check the validity end date from EKKO KDATE. So what is this KDATE? Let's check it here. KDATE. So it is validity end. So you are going to pick the validity end from here to see when the contract is going to end. That is first step. Okay, then you are going to see that date with the current system date, how that is going to calculate. Now you are saying consider contract where difference is the validity of the contract date you need to minus with the system date. So if that is less than or equal to 60, then it should show the data. If it is more than 60 days, then I don't have any issue. The contract has more than 60 days. I can keep quiet as of now. If the data of the system date and the current validity of the contract is less than or equal to 60 days, then the data should get reflected. If it is more than 60 days, I don't want the data. Okay, then you come to the output screen. How the output screen will look? Now, as per the date you have given, EKKO and K date, now system will identify with the system date. You are going to calculate the system date and the EKKO and K date, that is the validity date. So you are going to check and minus the date with the system date. If that date falls under 45 to 60, then it will come in the 45 to 60 days. If that falls under 30 to 44 days, that will come under this bucket. Then if it is coming under 0 to 29 days, then it falls under this bucket. You see here, expiring within 45 to 60 days. You are going for EKKO table, then picking the validity date. Then you are going to minus this date with the system date. If that has 45 to 60 days, then it will fall under this bucket. Then you are going for EKKO validity date. You are going to minus with the system date. If it is 30 to 45 days, then it is going to fall under this bucket. Okay, then you have expired. Whenever the contract validity date and the system date is matching, is less than 0, then it should show as an expired. Okay, that is my requirement. Now, at the last column, I need a total. So I need 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I want to count all the contracts and give the count. Right? Then you have a note here, if the old contract number is updated against a new contract, then it should trigger the salesperson name. You see EKKO, VERKF. So let me copy this field and check what is this field. It will be the salesperson field. Let me go here, find, paste. You see here, salesperson. So if the contract is extended, then who has extended that contract? I want the salesperson name there. So that you can extract the report to the Excel and analyze the report based on the criteria which vendor required. Right? So by writing this FS document, we submitted this FS document to the developer. So he created a program and then he created a T code for that program. So the T code for the program is ZEXPCON. The program is this. Okay, as this is a custom program, you will not be able to see in the standard SAP system. Okay, fine. Then, okay, that's it for today. Thank you.